We have a mock draft to talk about from our good buddy John Crumpler. He's been on the show before. Make sure to check it out at the Texans Wire, but I will be talking about it real quick here. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of TheLead Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. You won't find anybody with more passion speaking about your favorite Houston sports teams than this guy right here. Astros, Rockets, Texans. I try to do it all. So go down in the comment section. Let me know. How are y'all feeling about the NFL draft right now? Who are you taking at pick number 25? I'm going to be asking that question for many, many videos. There is a bounty of players to take a look into, and John Crumpler has himself his first mock draft that is it's spicy. I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot of people might disagree with the draft and how it is and how it's going overall here in his latest mock. So we're going to go ahead and have a little fun, take a quick look into what is underneath the mind of John Crumpler here, talking about the Texans in the mock draft here. Let's see. I think that one's a good one right there. Is that good? All right, that one's a little better. All right. So Texans Wire mock draft, Houston trades up in round 1. So that's the headline right away. The Texans are trading up in round 1. Let's see what the details are. I know a lot of fans maybe don't want to trade up. Definitely, I see a lot of y'all in the comment section talk about trading back in the draft, meaning trading down. So we'll see what this gets into. We got old John Crumpler there with the bow tie action right there, ladies and gentlemen. Like, hey now. 25 draft a little more than 2 months away. Texans have an opportunity to majorly improve their roster with picks in each round. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Bam. Round 1, pick 19. He's got Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State. I know a lot of y'all definitely are fans of this selection. Not quite sure if a lot of y'all are fans of the Houston Texans trading up 6 spots. Let's hear what John Crumpler has to say about it real quick as we exit that out of here. Before the Ryans era, Houston gained notoriety as a trade-back team last season, moving off their first-round pick in exchange for 2 second-round selections from the Vikings, and made its name as a trade-up team the year prior. Will Anderson's worth a hefty price. We obviously know that. Here we go. This trade won't be nearly as expensive, but Ohio State's Emeka Egbuka satisfies many similar criteria as the Texans trade the number 25. So they're trading a number 25, their current pick, number 89. Okay. For the 19th pick. So we are moving up in the draft, and number 119. Okay. To leapfrog the wide receiver needy Pittsburgh Steelers and LA Chargers to secure their guy. Egbuka, listed at 6'1", 203, enters the NFL as one of the most decorated receivers in Ohio State history. Perfect enunciation is key here. Perfect fit for this Texans team. Check several boxes. Championship pedigree. Production profile in the Big Ten. Satisfied core Nick Caserio tenant that has been important in the first 3 drafts. Egbuka's versatility in lineups at multiple receiver positions and willingness as a blocker make him a perfect fit next to Nico Collins in a new offensive coordinator, Nick Caley's scheme. His time with CJ Stroud. Like, we all know the familiarity and the continuity that this draft pick would bring for the Houston Texans. Emeka Egbuka is definitely somebody I have no problem with. You know, when it comes to trading up in the draft for an Emeka Egbuka, I'm not quite sure how much I enjoy it, but I do know he is a willing blocker, and I do understand that Nick Caley's scheme is going to ask his wide receivers to be blocking a lot. And the Rams had wide receivers that were willing to block for them. I would not mind this move. I'm not entirely all the way there. I'm not sold on it either. I don't like that we're trading up in this draft, especially for wide receiver, a position where, you know, you can always find a receiver in this draft. It's always stocked and ready to pluck a wide receiver sometime in the 2nd round, even the 3rd round. And then you dropped from 89 to 119. So, you know, you're looking at 30 spots right there. So it I don't mind it, but again, I'm not all the way sold there. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this real quick, though. And then we got the second round pick, Deion Walker. I've talked about Deion Walker before, defensive tackle out of Kentucky, 6'6", 345. The man moves buildings. The man is a stud. Absolute monster in the interior for this Houston Texans team. And we just saw that the Philadelphia Eagles beat up the Kansas City Chiefs, and a lot of it was due to Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and their defensive tackles creating havoc in the interior that led to Nolan Smith and Josh Sweat doing their thing and eating up Patrick Mahomes in the backfield and sacking him continuously. I think it was 8 sacks in the game. So if that is a somehow way the Texans want to replicate their defense, I'm all for it. And I am sick. I am sick of the conversation of, well, D'Amico Ryans, he can always find DTs. D'Amico Ryans, he don't matter. We found guys that get cut and he makes them play well. We've found undrafted guys and he's made them play well enough. And that is absolutely true. And at the same time, I say to that is, then why not stock up? Why not just inject that position with so much blue chip talent that now you have yourself a damn good DT, a damn good interior presence, along with a Will Anderson and a Daniel Hunter? That is only going to transcend this defense into another stratosphere. I'm not saying Deion Walker is that guy that they need to go all in on, but I am happy to finally see a defensive tackle mocked to this Texans team. Brings a lot of physicality to the team. I would love to see this 4th round pick. I am happy. There is a running back, Texans fans, Trevor Etienne from Georgia. And if anybody has seen this so far, we're looking at all Power 5 schools right now. The Ohio State University. You got Kentucky. Georgia is one of those teams as well, too. And Trevor Etienne is, I need him in a Texans uniform. And I think Nick Caley is going to want somebody like Trevor Etienne in a Texans uniform. I think something that's not talked about enough is Nick Caley comes from the New England Patriots as well as Cole Popovich. And I know he's going to incorporate a lot of this Rams scheme, but the New England Patriots had 2 running backs in. We had James White and Shane Vereen, and there was somebody else that I'm missing off the top of my head right now. I'm not talking LeGarrette Blount. I'm talking there was another guy that they would use extensively as well in the wide receiver position in terms of just throwing the football to the running back. And that is something Trevor Etienne succeeds at. The guy is a really good route runner for a running back, short area quickness, really good for his route running ability. I am excited about this pick a lot. Etienne had the opportunity to show off at the Senior Bowl and look like the event's top runner while displaying a true aptitude for route running and pass protection. And ladies and gentlemen, if you get something like that here for the Houston Texans, I don't know what's going to happen with Dameon Pierce, but he does not show a lot of versatility for me because he doesn't really play special teams. Besides kick returning, I can find a kick returner. Like, that is not hard to get into. We can find a kick returner. Trevor Etienne, I would jump all over it, and you finally get a damn running back that this team should have addressed last year in the NFL draft. No Jawar Jordan. Come on, man. The second 4th round pick here, we got Miles Frazier, guard out of LSU. Miles Frazier is a 4-year starter that's played everywhere across the line except center. Something that I would not mind for the Texans. You're adding some depth. You're adding versatility. And I know that's a trigger word for some Texans fans considering the previous coaching regime, 2 previous coaching regimes ago in B.O.B. Shout out to B.O.B. But Miles Frazier is not a bad addition. He's not. Again, can play anywhere across the line. I don't mind it. Again, besides center. Frazier started 3 seasons at LSU after earning freshman All-American honors in 2021. Extensive experience playing in the SEC, translated at the Senior Bowl, where he was able to string together several good practices. He projects as a potential NFL starter. Frazier's immediate contributions should serve as depth in Houston's interior line. So there we go right there. Not so bad. Would not mind it. And again, you're attacking another area of need right there. And then We got round 5, pick 167, Jackson Halls, tight end out of Georgia Tech. Anybody wants to see some Jackson Halls film, go down in my YouTube channel. There is a short talking about Jackson Halls and specifically a tweet from John Crumpler talking about Jackson Halls and his ability as a blocker in the tight end for Georgia Tech. Look, tight end group looks relatively set. Dalton Schultz, Jordan, and Ricky Kate Stover. This draft, however, offers the opportunity to improve the room, one of the deepest drafts at the position in years. Casario and Ryan's capitalized by adding in Hawes as a replacement for Tegan Cotoriano. I have no problem with this. TQ is somebody that gets injured constantly throughout his career so far. Jackson Halls is a big blocking tight end, somebody that in the Senior Bowl showed off the hands. His ability to catch the football constantly was something that was just talked about everywhere in the Senior Bowl. So definitely want to see some more of it. Did not get a lot of catches. Again, 16 receptions for 195 yards while helping the Yellow Jackets secure a bowl bid. Also, Georgia Tech, they're known for just smash mouth running the football. Like, they're not known for passing the football. They've always been that way for quite some time. So Jackson Halls fits that. Nick Caley, going to have a gap scheme. You need multiple tight ends in that gap scheme in order to allow some holes for your running back. So Jackson Hall fits the bill offensively for Nick Caley. Again, there we go for their 12 and 13 personnel packages that Caley may employ. There we go. And yummy burger. All right, that's the end of it right there. So Jackson Halls is the last pick in this draft. What do y'all think of it, man? We're looking at what was it, a trade up for Emeka Egbuka? I know a lot of y'all are going to have y'all's opinions about that right away. We had a tight end in Jackson Halls, Deion Walker, defensive tackle, and then I'm missing somebody else. Miles Frazier, the guard who can play anywhere across the offensive line. It's not a bad mock draft. I'm not entirely sold on Emeka Egbuka. I really like Matthew Golden, the wide receiver out of Texas, former Houston Cougar, whose house, as we all know. You know, I like me some Matthew Golden. I'm maybe a bit biased with that selection, but I do like that Egbuka is a willing blocker, and he would fit what Nick Caley would want any wide receiver to do here in this offensive scheme. Again, y'all let me know down in the comment section. How do y'all feel about the mock draft? Do you want to trade up? Do you not want to trade up? You want to go down? Let me know. Who do you want at 25? As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.